Welcome to another video of Beyond All Reason. Today we are going to be taking a look at how to survive in a largely 2v1 situation. This is a very interesting game that I had a chance to play in, and I did have some support, but it wasn't full. It wasn't a full amount of support on the front line, so it was very tough to hold. And I did end up getting collapsed in this game, but we ended up pulling out a win just by putting as much pressure on the front line and holding as long as I could during this game. So let's go ahead and take a look at it here. Let's get it started up. The front lines are basically formed. We're kind of skipping past some of the beginning plays, and we're just trying to get a good feel of how this game is going to begin to play out. It's not anything you wouldn't see in a normal startup, just a little bit of harassment here from some rocket bots, and I decided I was going to try to do an aggressive push. I wasn't really sure if there was any enemies on top of this hill here, so I figured I would try to maybe harass this hill to see if there was any units already structured. Anyway, we're going up against Fight of War here. He's a 31 OS player, so very good player, and I am currently at 22 OS. I feel like I've been kind of deflated, but we'll talk about that another day after I lick my wounds. Anyway, this is kind of a trap. I was hoping to catch like a calm or maybe a couple defenses up there, and it really just was worthless. I don't think I did a good push here, honestly. It would have been better just to maintain front line. Anyway, you can see over here we've got a decent amount of rocket bots coming out, and these are just going to be our main holding position, just for taking out light laser turrets and maintaining control of the front line without letting them do too much aggression on us. We lost a bit of metal here, and so Fight of War is obviously going to end up sucking all of that up, and that puts us a little bit on a bad footing. And you can see also as well Eshi, he is also coming in to do some harassment as well. So I think they might have been in a voice chat together, I'm not really sure, but they played very well together. Anyway, so he comes pushing in. Thankfully, we got a decent amount of them killed. And this was a good metal donation here, and I'm going to take full advantage of that when I get the chance. The second... This is a big important point, actually. If you ever come into a 2v1 situation, having the ability to resurrect units is a very important thing to do, because it just creates basically doubling your amount of units that you do have available to you. So that's one of the first things I did. If you look at, let me see if I can find the rest of my res bots here. I think that might be the only one. Currently I have one more. So right now I only have 2 res bots out, but they're both heading straight to this reclaim field to try resurrecting, because that's going to give me a lot more units at my disposal. And so this is a key thing you should implement if you ever come into a situation where it is a 2v1. It can help you sustain a little bit longer. If you've been enjoying the video, definitely be sure to subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot and helps with other people finding Beyond All Reason content. If you want to hang out with me personally, check out the Discord. We now have Jaws Munch merch. We have some t-shirts and some mouse pads. If you guys want to support the channel, that's a great way to do it, and also sport around some cool items. I also want to give a big shout out to our biggest supporters, Nebuchadnezzar and Robot Robert. Thank you guys for the support. It helps out the channel a ton. Also, there's a brand new tournament that Nebuchadnezzar created called Bar Fight. You can check it out on the official Discord page for Beyond All Reason, and you can enter no matter the OS as a casual tournament. Just some harassment here. We're going to try to speed up this point a bit. And another thing is I need to have the strongest possible units in my possession. So I am going to be going for a vehicle bay here, because that will give me stronger tanks, able to do more damage more quickly and longer range to be able to keep up harassment on their front lines. Now Eshi's not really doing a full push on me, but he is passively holding there. I do want to point out we also have a front line here of grunts, but I do want to take a look down at this guy's plan. He is going for mainly T2 and like upgrading everything and getting a strong T2 economy, so he's not really playing aggressively on the front line. It's only going to be me. He does have a couple cons out, which is good. It is good, but it did put me in a little bit of a stressful situation. So Dropper, I think you did a great job, and I don't want to harass you too much. An earlier T2 might have been nice, I don't know, but we did pretty good for the position we were in. Anyway, when we started getting to the point where they were aggressing, I'm going to start reclaiming this metal instead of resurrecting, because I want to maintain control of it. If for some reason he pushes in and takes this area and all of this metal is his now, and he has like a proper defensive position set up here, I want to reclaim as much of the metal before he takes it, if he takes it. Okay, so that's the reasoning behind starting to reclaim. A little tidbit there to help you kind of have a little bit of a better strategy. So we got a con coming up here, and we have our vehicle bay out, and technically I should put this on repeat. That was a mistake I made. Anyway, pumping out some vehicles to help deal with the higher pressure. Eshi not really doing any aggression yet, but he is building defensive up top there. All right, let's go ahead and speed through this. They push through. We easily stop them there. And we're gonna start working heavily on just maintaining this factory, making sure we have a decent amount of build power so we can pump units out. Doing a little bit of harassment with the rocket bots just to see what they have to counter with. And my comm ends up taking a lot of damage from those rocket bots. Thankfully, we have a decent amount of grunts in here that were sent by droppers, so that was very helpful. And now we see they have tons of plasma bots that they pushed in with, and the plasma bots are very, very good in a group like this, so it's a kind of a losing battle, but we do the best we can with this fight. Pawn's doing decent damage. They do have pretty strong damage per second, plasma bots do. And also trying to keep the harassment on the front line here with the rocket bots. And we are just very low on metal, a very tense situation. And now we're down to basically a 2v1 at this point. So we're just trying to maintain control. We got a couple of those Janus shots coming in, and we have a decent amount of repair in here as well, which is good. That will help keep us alive. Unfortunately, they got a lot of this reclaim from us pushing into them. Thankfully, it looks like we are going to maintain control. My commander very, very low, down to 8%. And a couple of these rocket bots doing some good damage, and Janus is taking out those grunts on the front line. Very strong, and that's why I wanted vehicles, is Janus is just such a powerful unit to push with. Now we also have a couple stouts coming in as well, but it's a tense position right now, going 2v1 against a very large army and a very strong player. Two very strong players, essentially. Our comm is very low, and I was going to try to comm bomb, but unfortunately they knocked him down before I had the chance to. Thankfully, we still do have very good control here, and you can see we're starting to get a little bit of reinforcement with Sheldon on the front line, so that does give us a bit of support. It does help, just keeping them further back and letting us kind of maintain control here. And I'm still in a rather comfortable position. I feel like I have a decent amount of units at my disposal. We do have a little bit of help coming in from Gabby. Thank you, Gabby, for that. That was good. So like I said, it's not fully a 2v1, and there is support on occasion, but on occasion it does happen as a 2v1, which is kind of tough. Anyway, those tanks taking out those pawns rather easily. Unfortunately, we have a couple res bots coming in here. We got to definitely stop those guys from eating up all our metal, and unfortunately they got almost half of it. I'm just kind of struggling with metal production at this point, and I don't have much reclaim myself. I think most of my res bots got shut down. But we have control, and we have a decent amount of tanks, and so that's really good. I do want to also focus on the fact that we have a decent economy set up. We had a ton of energy, so I made lots of energy converters to try to maintain the the conversion rate of my income, because I was receiving tons of energy. I think a lot of the other team was wasting it, and that helped me just pump out lots of metal for a while. So that was very helpful. And you can also see we have T2, and that's going to help us also have the metal to keep producing tanks. And I'm not going to do anything else but T2 mechs to be able to afford the the metal for this. And you can see they start building a gauntlet here, and I got vision of it, and I said, oh my goodness. Okay, and we will actually be pausing here. This is going to be a short video, guys. I know it's only a couple minutes long and you're used to longer videos when it's like this, but this is going to actually be a membership video from here on out. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope this gave you a little bit of a baseline for how to deal with 2v2. Try to abuse the heavier units you can. It did help a lot that I got support from T2 units, but I was able to hold for the whole beginning up until 14 minutes in on my own 2v2 largely. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you do want to end up seeing the conversation about the gauntlet, go ahead and look at the membership. This is for top tier memberships. If you want to support the channel, we're going to be adding some more specific conversations on tactics in those videos. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.